y'all, welcome back. This is Michelle from Michelle's Empty Nest, and today we're going to jump right back into my December daily for 2021. And we are doing, what are we doing? We are doing stories Q and R. So Q and R for this video today, and that is Q&A and then Red Cup Love. It was going to be something different. I don't remember what the different thing was, but I ended up just doing Red Cup Love. So I'm going to get both of these put together. One of them is going to take just a little time. The other one's probably going to take about 10 seconds. So I'll go ahead and get you put on fast forward and we'll get these two done. So let's do it. Okay, the process for this is actually pretty quick today, and then I'm going to come back to you at the end and I'll read you my journaling, which takes just a minute, and kind of talk to you a little bit more, but it's pretty quick today. I'm going to use these canvas pockets, and I'm using that One Little Word 2021 Alpha. And I'm going to stamp my name and my husband's name each on a pocket, because this is for letter Q, which I did as a Q&A. So I thought this would be a good way to use the pockets and the little cards that came in them. So I cut out a good bit of the stamping here. It's just repetitive. So I get my name stamped down, and then I'm going to grab the other pocket and stamp his name. And you'll see that here in just a minute. And I just love this alpha with the little swirls and flourishes. It's very cute. I got a little something on there, had some ink on my hands. I always do when I stamp, and so I used my sand eraser to get that little stain off as best I could. And then I'll go ahead and stamp out his name. And then I'm going to also stamp our names at the top of the little cards that are going to hold our answers. And for that, I'll show you here in just a minute. I'm going to use a Heidi Swapp Stop the Blur Kit Alpha. It was from April of 2021. It's called a Perry Outline Alpha. She also has the Perry Solid. And so I'm going to go ahead, and there's the stamp. I'm going to go ahead and stamp out our names. And again, I'm going to just skip through a bunch of this because, you know, I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch me stamp every single letter of this out. So I've finished his, now I'm finishing mine, and then I have my journaling, the questions and answers, printed out on the Mako clear sticker paper. I've got ink all over me at this point. And I'm going to grab those, the journaling, and I'm over at my trimmer trimming out the pieces that I need. And then the part that's left, I can cut down into like 4x6 and run back through my printer again. So not much of it goes to waste, if any at all, on some occasions. So I'm going to put down the sticker paper, and you just kind of get it going, and then use a bone folder or something to burnish it down, and it kind of just melts into the background. And I love it. It's Mako clear matte sticker paper. And it's to me much easier than trying to set up running it through your printer. So I was trying to decide how I wanted the pockets, and with my thinking fingers, I decided I'm going to go with it this way. They hang a little off the top, a little off the bottom, but I'm okay with that. And I'm just using roller adhesive here to hold these in place. I know the roller adhesive is not going to last forever, but I didn't really want to get out my score tape for it because I knew I was going to take it over and stitch it on the sewing machine. And then when I got over to my sewing machine and was working around with it, I looked down and my hands were completely black. And so that ink was not quite dry, so I grabbed my heat gun there and dried it a bit. Wanted to use that star paper, but I had punched holes thinking I was going to use it for a different layout, and the holes were on the wrong side, which made the stars upside down, and I didn't want to do that. So I grabbed just another random piece of paper and cut it to size, punch holes in it. And then for our Red Cup Love, this is the fastest layout ever. I'm going to punch holes in it. I'm going to put 3 little gold puffy stars on it, put it in my album, and call it a day. So that will finish me up once I get these stars on there, and I'll be back here to talk to you in just a second. Okay, I am going to call these two done here. So again, for story Q, it was Q&A, and I just came up with 10 questions, and I had my husband answer them as well. And so I'll just read these to you really quick. The first question was, what was your most memorable Christmas as a child? And he said, I can't remember the year, but I was in elementary school, and my family lived in Yatesville, which is a little town close to where he ended up moving to, where we met. Hot cocoa or apple cider? Hot cocoa. Did Santa wrap your gifts? No. What is your favorite Christmas treat? And he said pumpkin pie. Then what is the best gift you ever received? And he said a boom box. And it probably was playing Beastie Boys, knowing him, because in the 80s he loved some Beastie Boys, and he still does. Number 6, do you have a favorite Christmas movie? And he said A Christmas Story, of course. That would be right up his alley. Number 7, what was your favorite family tradition as a child? And he said hanging our stockings. Name a Christmas song you don't like. He said Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And I didn't ask him why. I need to ask. Have you ever shopped on Black Friday? And he says no. And then number 10, what's your number one wish list item this year? And he said a shed for my tools. And it's really a barn. It's not a shed. It's big. It's a barn. And he is enjoying getting all of his stuff set up in there. And then for mine, my most memorable Christmas was, I said I remember the most from the year my brother turned 1 in December, so 1978. I said hot cocoa and apple cider. No, Santa did not wrap my gifts. My favorite Christmas treat is something called tiger butter that my mother used to make, and now I make it a couple of times a year, usually. What is the best gift you ever received? And I said when Olin was able to briefly come home from deployment for Ben's first Christmas in 1990. The best. Olin left when I was about 7 months pregnant to go to the first Gulf War, and didn't come back home from deployment fully until Ben was about, about 6 to 7 months old. But there was some kind of mission that had to be done, and so a few of them were granted some time to come home and handle whatever needed to be handled. And so he got to come home when Ben had just been born in October. At the end of October, Ben was 2 months old at Christmas time, and so Olin was able to be there for about 9 days. So that was the most special Christmas gift ever to me. Do you have a favorite Christmas movie? I said Elf, for sure. I watched it the first time this year and I loved it. What was your favorite family tradition as a child? I said I loved riding around looking at Christmas lights while we sang Christmas carols. A Christmas song I don't like is Christmas Shoes. Ugh, that thing is so sad. Have you ever shopped on Black Friday? Yes, Mama and I used to shop every year before she passed away, and before that day got crazy. It wasn't the same when we used to shop. It was much calmer. Number 10, my number one wish list item was for Olin to build and install new wall shelves in my craft room, and he has done that with some wood that he stained a beautiful color, and has kind of some industrial looking brackets to hang them up, and there's 5 of them. They go all the way up to my ceiling almost, and I've got all kind of little tchotchkes and special mementos on there, so I was really happy about that. I did have to dry this ink a little bit. You saw me with my heat gun. When I got over to the sewing machine to stitch them, I realized I was covered in ink, even though I had just cleaned my hands from stamping. So I would have been better off using StazOn, not sure. I just used my scrapbook.com premium dye ink in black that I love to use most all the time, unless it's something I want distress ink for. But it seems to be okay. And then I just put this on as a filler. I wish I had gone with something with a white instead of a cream background up against this photo. I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but it's okay. It's done and dusted. We're going with it. So Red Cup Love was a simple one. I meant to save my cup and I was going to do something really creative with it. And I came home and threw my cup away and completely forgot about it. So I did have a picture of it from in the car, though. Olin was driving. I was not. So I took the picture very safely. And then I just added 3 of the gold puffy stars. I believe these were one of the Advent calendar sticker days from the Allie Edwards shop this year. And so that's it. That's all I'm going to do for this one. In the next video in the December Daily series, I will be doing 2 more stories. And so I appreciate you stopping by so very much today. It means more to me than you will ever know. If you enjoyed the video, I would love a thumbs up down below. And if you have not already hit that subscribe button, I would certainly appreciate you doing that and becoming a part of my little YouTube family. And also follow me over on Instagram, where I post lots of things that never make it over here to my YouTube channel. I always have that linked below, as well as any channels that I mention. A lot of the products that I use on a regular basis are always down there in the description box as well. So there will be close-ups at the end here of the video and also over on Instagram, so you can check them out there. And until I see you in the next video, take care of yourself. Do something good for yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.